And now I know how Deborah Rose, stage manager, feels. I am surrounded by all this testosterone and muscle and, you know, genuine stuff exuding from all of these male actors, directors, and the guy in charge, Dale Ricardo Shields, who brought it to my attention that I was very busy saying the wrong name of the production during the first segment. I was supposed to be saying A Soldier's Play and not A Soldier's Story. What's the difference between a soldier's play and a soldier's story?
The play came first.
Yes.
And then from the play, a film script was developed.
Okay, a little louder. Project to the camera.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to do that. The play came first. The play was originally done at the Negro Ensemble Company.
Oh, yeah. Were you ever with Negro Ensemble?
Yes, I was.
Oh,
in fact,
okay.
I was there at that time. I was studying there. I had
Okay.
full scholarships.
That's right, because we have to talk about Carol. Yes, off camera.
Talk about who?
Carol Khan.
She had nothing to do with that.
I know, but we'll have to talk anyway.
Well, let's talk about it anyway.
Yes.
Carol was a dear friend of ours from
Yes.
from the Cleveland area, and again, somebody else from Cleveland that made her travel to New York City to further her career.
Yes.
Anyway, A Soldier's Play, written by Charles Floyd, was originally produced at the Negro Ensemble Company with a cast of people like Denzel Washington, Samuel L. Jackson, another actor, a very good friend of mine, Reno, who has passed away. Wayne Elbert, who's from the Cleveland area, was also in the production, and we were all down at the Theater de Lis in New York City, off Broadway, which is where the Negro Ensemble Company was being hosted at the time. So not only did we do that play, but we also did another play by Charles Floyd, The Brownsville Raid.
Oh, yes.
Which was also based on a soldier's type of story.
Are you particularly attracted to, what kind of stories are you attracted to? You love diversity? You love a particular genre or style? Or what's your preference?
Theater producer Woody King, who runs the New Federal Theater, came to the College of Worcester, where Aaron was attending when I directed a production for Colored Girls, and he actually was asked that same question. I generally like theater that I can see a part of myself in.
Oh.
So there's many different parts of all of us, but if I can see myself in the story, I would be generally attracted to it.
I see. Okay. And would that hold true for you, sir, my dear friend, Anthony Alphonsia Nickerson L., who is one of our fortunate bi-coastal type actors called Cleveland Home, and you're going to be Captain Davenport in this production of A Soldier's Play.
That is correct.
Okay, tell us about, how did you get involved in this project?
Well, I came through with Project One Voice through this gentleman right here, who I call a dear friend, confidant, and
all-around wacky guy.
Well, wacky guy, but him in particular, who I give the honor for changing the direction in how I approach acting. And I can say that I was one type of actor before I met him, and then the trajectory of professionalism and how I approach acting completely changed after I met him, and I appreciate that. So that was the beginning history. But about Project One Voice, I came through from the beginning in a pseudo producer role for the first two, and Amen Corner, the project was so magnificent,
dynamic, and just earth-shaking, earth-shattering.
Even though I was there with
yes, I liked it.
Even though I was there throughout the whole production, standing there watching it, I really wished that I was on stage with these wonderful actors who were just doing some phenomenal stuff. So I'm privileged this time to be on stage with these heavy hitters also. I'm very privileged to be able to have this come alive, especially with Captain Davenport, another powerful role.
Okay, and tell me a little bit again about the actual benefit. What does the benefit benefit?
It benefits the ensemble of theater in this case. the last 2 years it benefited another theater. Basically, we were supposed to be benefiting a black theater, and even more than a black theater, we're supposed to be benefiting children. It became difficult finding a host theater for Project One Voice, and Project One Voice needs a host theater. We are the only one throughout the whole 23 divisions of Project One Voice across the country that does not have a host theater.
I see.
So it was handed to me because at the time when Project One Voice was being developed the first time, they couldn't find one here. So I got one of those phone calls of, can you save this?
Yes, sir.
And upon me doing that, I brought Tony in and a bunch of other very creative artists to help me. Tony's been acting more as a business partner. He can't. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. Now we've got sexual discrimination. Everybody but me.
Deal with it.
So you brought Tony in.
Well, because we've been friends for so long, it would be hard for me to call him anything else when I'm trying to get to Anthony. It would be like Aaron, one of my former students, all of a sudden changing something, and every time I look at him, he's going to be
the original.
Yeah.
The original. Yeah.
You know, and I'm getting too old. I can't change up that fast.
Oh, I don't believe that for a minute. I refuse. Okay.
Anyway, back to where we were.
Yes, sir.
I'm very happy that Project One Voice has been preserved for this third year. It's becoming increasingly difficult. We do try to give our actors at least a stipend. We receive no arts funding. We're really kind of standing on our own. I think it's very important that these kinds of pieces are done, that these playwrights are celebrated, and that these diverse group of actors, be they union, non-union, black, white, whatever race or culture.
Purple with polka dots, yeah.
I don't want those.
Oh, you don't want those? Oh, okay.
I think it's very interesting to have that melting pot. And that is something that I'm used to from my New York background, that all these artists come together and we create something. That's what's important for me.
Okay. And Aaron, I'm gonna try asking each of you this, but as, quote, a minority person in a black play in black theater, what is your take on the role of black theater in American society? How do you see it?
Yeah, no preparation on that. You said it was going to be easy.
It is, because okay, here's the thing. It's just interesting. It's like all of us, Shakespeare and O'Neill and Tennessee Williams and Stanislaus, whoever. But if you ask a lot of people, who's August Wilson? I never can say and start this Change's name, her. Yeah, her.
It's Zaki Shange.
Thank you.
Well, I think the thing about Aaron, though, is that I don't know what happened before he arrived at the College of Worcester, but I can tell you that in the theater department at that time, because they did hire a black professor in the theater department, and the kinds of work that was being done in class, the kind of work that was being on stage, Aaron and the rest of his alumni were introduced to a lot of different kinds of theater.
Of course, as it should be.
As a professor, didn't approach them with, this is black theater.
Right.
I approached them as in presenting that this is art.
Exactly, yeah.
Period.
But we do have black theater.
Well, yes, you do.
Okay.
And thank God for that.
But
what's funny is nobody ever asked that question of what is white theater, and I find that hysterical.
Well, no, see,
as a professor,
I'm
working with
you. Okay, keep working with me, baby.
But I find that very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and I have two very, very deep websites that are slowly, totally channeled towards black theater history.
Yes.
But my students, which I'm very proud to say Aaron was one of them, were very much being trained to be artists.
And that's what.
And not segue and cut because he must be one of my students, and even though he's a grown man, one of my kids, because I wanted to make sure he was okay.
Yeah.
And that's
You look
what,
okay.
That's what fathers
I'm
do.
all right. I'm all
Yeah.
right. I did want to say, even though
Uh-huh.
I can't speak as profoundly to your question, but I was a big fan of black theater and August Wilson. I don't know when I discovered August Wilson. I'm originally from Pittsburgh.
Oh, I guess you
so
should have discovered him.
The Pittsburgh Public Theater, of course,
Uh-huh.
does a lot of his shows, and I had the great fortune of seeing some of his productions.
And
in
his work is
Pittsburgh.
called the Pittsburgh Cycle.
Yes, the 10 plays.
Hill District, and
Yes.
I've been in a lot of those places that
Mhm.
that the plays are set. And so there might be some connection there with the Pittsburgh connection there,
Mhm.
but I just enjoyed, and I've been fortunate to see a lot of the shows. I've never been in them, but I've read many of his shows, so I really do admire and enjoy August Wilson's plays.
Well, see, yes, I'm like you. I would love it that we didn't even have to raise that distinction, but the point is to expose everybody to all the arts. And Cleveland is famous for one of the black theaters, supposedly, throughout the history of so-called black theater. And even that's a misnomer, because Caribou originally was not established.
No, it was the first integrated theater, supposedly, in America.
Yeah, and I was wee tiny when Rowena and Russell Geller established that
And
theater, and they were running around.
I arrived
Yeah.
when Dorothy and Reuben, of course, had Silver had
Yes.
taken the helm of the theater. But I'm going to still say to you that theater is theater and art is art.
Mhm.
And
And I don't want people to feel like it's segregated.
I also don't want,
Yeah.
Aaron hasn't worked with me, I don't think, since we did Mice and Men.
Okay.
Before that, A Streetcar Named Desire.
Tell me you
But
were
I
not
don't-
Lenny.
No, I was not Lenny.
You had to be George typecast,
I was
right?
actually, I was Candy.
Oh, you were Candy?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
The character.
And a brilliant one. But the way I tried to train him, I don't want him to walk into this situation thinking that he's a minority. He is a part of the acting company. There are other white characters that happen to be in the show. All the shows that we've done thus far have had a diverse cast.
Well, that's what the Wake Up and Live Actor Studio is. I don't know if you know our mission. I don't know if you know the purpose of this show.
I just know it's wonderful.
Thank you. But that's what we're all about. We don't fool with color, age, sex, race, or color and race, or whatever.
Again, I'm probably just being protective. It's all right.
Yeah, okay. But that's the whole point, no limitations. But we do need, people like you and I, we do need to help open the eyes of the broader community to help uplift the arts, that it is not a segregated
Well, Sue,
thing.
probably the
Yeah.
only way you're going to open up somebody else's eyes is by opening up your own.
Oh, of course.
So
yes.
in order for me to like come after that and try to open up somebody's eyes, it could probably come off offensive. In fact, I would take it that's why. So I just know that any of these actors know if they're coming to Project Runaways, which is what I'm working on now, or if they come to another theater that perhaps in the future I might be hired at, I'm not there to prove a point
No, your name
or
is not
submission.
Spike Lee.
Well, he
Last
doesn't
I
do that
heard.
either. He makes films.
But I mean,
But,
even saying he's got such an agenda, seemingly,
Have you
does he
met
not?
him?
No.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, because
okay.
I don't want him to get mad at me.
Oh, that's right. Well, then, Anthony, how do you put up with him?
Just like you did.
It's a healthy dose of respect and
Camaraderie and brotherhood.
tolerance, brotherhood. Yes, you know, once you accept somebody as family, as a brother, you know, you take the whole range of who the person is.
Yes.
So he's been such a integral part of my life on stage and off as a friend that you know, his little idiosyncrasies are just.
Please tell me they don't rub off on you.
No. I have enough.
And as with all humans,
I have enough of my own.
You all have them. I just
Yes.
exhibit
I have
mine
enough.
so brilliant
And vividly.
and
yes.
vividly.
Yes.
Well, I'm well trained.
The point with Dale is the reason why we're all here, even if we did not get paid, all of us have such a respect for the work that this man does
Amen to that.
that we can see it, feel it, know it, smell it, that that we'll be different actors after this
Experience,
performance.
yes.
Yes, and that is the reason why this production or other productions that come through, you mentioned black plays, but also directors that approach plays from an artistic standpoint, and his history, his exposure, his professionalism, it brings everyone up to a different level. So when you come see this performance, it's he'll be able to touch each one of us in a way that will be able to bring about a performance that probably would not ever be seen in Cleveland.
And I would like to
I said that on tape.
I would like to add to what we're talking about, Dale.
Give him $1.
In the last segment, you asked all of us, where do we see ourselves or where would we like to be? In order for any of us, any of you, young, old, to be anywhere, it'll take a team to get there. And the team starts with people that will sow into your life, sow into your art. And so Dale's the type of person that once he latches on to you, he'll be there with you thick or thin, whether you get it right or get it wrong. He'll make sure you get it right, you know. But it takes a team to sow into your life in order to fuel you to move forward.
And then what's important is that you get it right for yourself. You're not getting it right for me. I'm not that kind of guy.
Right.
I'm not that kind of artist.
I know you're not.
He'll get you to your right.
Yes.
And so like Anthony said, whether it was stipend, no stipend, he has
We're
our
here
hearts.
for the work.
He has our hearts. And so,
Yes.
I can't wait. It's going to be a powerful
man.
The way these guys have the look in their eyes and the names on this list.
Well, let me go over the names again, because you talk about power, and Deborah, when she was in the earlier segment, was talking about learning from each other and working with an ensemble like this with all different levels of professionalism and those who are aspiring or rookies close to it, and those who are kind of on the veteran end of things. But you will be, if you come Monday, September. You hear that? How about June 17th?
Right.
Try June 17th, 7:30, the Ensemble Theater. You will be in the company of Leon Bibb, Antoine Rogers, Anthony Alfonso Nickerson L., Skip Chorus, Kyle Carthens, Jeremy Jenkins, Jimmy Woody, Aaron Stock, Peter Lawson Jones, Pierre Collins, Leslie Fagan, Rob Alexander, and Toronto Oliver. Can you imagine that ensemble on stage at one time? It'll just blow the roof off the Ensemble Theater. And I'm thrilled to say that Leon, Peter, and Rob, we have worked, together, and they work with the Actors Studio.
Well, I'm proud. I'm very proud to say that Aaron, being one of my former students, is there, and Leslie Fagan is someone that I went to school with back in the 70s at Ohio University.
Well,
So
I have one of my students working with me. Her name is Denise.
But we're not in competition.
No, but I just want to know that you're not the only teacher who's wonderful, tremendous, fantastical,
Well, let me say this to you. I don't come into towards the world like that either.
I know you don't.
And
In all seriousness.
in
I
all
know.
seriousness,
Yes, I know.
I celebrate everybody's celebration, and hopefully you'll be able to celebrate mine. But what you do is what you do. What you have is what you have. But I just wanted to just say that I was just very, very proud. He didn't have to come back and help me out with this. And Project One Voice is a family on the level of everybody is here because they want to be.
Oh, yes, without a doubt.
They really want to be.
Yeah.
So I am blessed. I am highly favored in having them there. I'm blessed in the sense that they decided to come in and share not only their talent but their experience with me. And that's who I really am. Crazy kooky baby.
Crazy.
But
cool.
you're
what he was
precious
saying.
and adorable.
Well,
Yes,
I'm Dale.
yes.
As you were. Okay, and the big thing is that we need your support. We're hoping to take care of our actors as best we can. what you're about to see is going to be as much on a professional level as it possibly can be.
Without a doubt. There's no question about that.
And I think they will all tell you that I don't stand for any less. And I think what they're basically saying to you, if I'm right or wrong, gentlemen, is that if you come onto my stage, I will never let you look bad.
Give it all.
Okay.
You know, I want you to be the best you can be, and that's what Project One
Is that
Voice
what brings you the most joy when you see a production or involved in it?
There is
What-
nothing like watching an actor grow from here to here.
True
And you
teaching,
just
yes.
watch it. And where I learned that from was Dorothy Silver, as we were speaking about.
Yes, our
from the-
Grand
from-
Donald
from-
Theater.
Well,
Yeah.
you call her that. I call her probably one of the finest directors that I've ever met.
And
because
women.
she taught, but I'm talking about her artistic.
I know her,
right now.
yes, yes.
But she taught me how to direct, not be a puppeteer, to allow the actor to grow into the part.
Yes.
Okay.
Bring it forth.
Right, from themselves. And then
Yes.
it's organic,
Mhm,
is what I'm saying.
precisely.
So that was passed on to me. I now pass that on to them because at some point in time, well, I think Aaron's doing it already since he's starting to do a lot of musical theater. I know he stepped into a directorial role. And I know that some of the things that he picked up while he was at the College of Worcester, be it from me or some of his other professors, he's now passing on to his students.
Of course.
And that's what it's about. It's about passing it on.
And you, sir, as an actor, because we're going to begin to wrap shortly, tell me, what is, in your experiences so far, what is your greatest joy as a performing artist, as a man about the artistic business?
Working with me.
Outside.
In case you didn't hear that, that was a Dale comment.
Yeah, it was a Dale comment, but outside of working with Dale, it's to recognizing the personal growth and to see it. Give you an example. I've had the honor to audition for different roles in Cleveland, in New York City, and LA, and back in Cleveland, and to audition in the other places. When the casting people look at you and they go, "Whoa, where'd that come from?" And you're going, "Man, I'm just this guy from Cleveland, but I'm not competing with other, but I'm presenting myself in front of these LA people who have seen thousands of auditions, and they're going, "Man, where does that come from?" And I get to know my lineage of who I've worked with, where I've been, what I've seen, and that makes me feel good. So when I come back to Cleveland and I audition in Cleveland, I bring that same energy back to Cleveland, and they'll look and go, "Whoa, you know, man, I've never seen an audition like that." And for me, that's my role when I'm still here, is to infuse a higher level of professionalism, so that the Cleveland actors can see that, well, maybe there's something different that I've not seen before, and that's what brings me a little joy. And I will also say that I'm sorry if this is a shameless plug or not, but my son has, I don't know if I can say proudly.
Is this another Will Smith thing?
I don't know. Well, he's been around.
Actually, I was his son's first director.
Yes,
Oh,
he was.
okay.
My son has been with me backstage since he was 3 months old,
Okay.
and now he has stepped out on his own in a fantastic way. Film, television, filming a movie now. But for him to call me on the phone and say, "Hey, Dad, I've got this audition. Can you go over it with me?" And I find myself asking him the same questions that this man asked me. And for him to take that and then do something fantastic on stage that I know is his own, that I didn't say, "Do this, do this, do this," but asked him questions so that he was able to bring it from himself.
And what's great about that, that's that 6 degrees
Right.
of separation.
And maybe 2.
Because, well, absolutely, because some of the things, everything that I got it from somebody. So be it Dorothy Silver, be it when I work with Joe
Yes.
Patton, I'm going to go a little bit of
Okay. Well, he was here.
more east,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about people like Joseph Patton in New York City. I'm talking about Tom Horgan, who's the original director of Harry Jesus Christ Superstar, they taught me things that in turn I took and then I passed it on to somebody else.
Of course.
Because it was good stuff.
Yes, precisely.
And working with someone like Tom O'Horgan on my first Broadway show, I sat there and I realized that this was like being in a class. So even though I was in this play, I went, this man is teaching me so much, I don't know what to do with it.
Well, that's the whole point. Why when we at our Actors Studio, shameless plugs, what I try to do is encourage the actors, no matter what level, please go see other plays. Besides auditioning. If you get, even at the audition, you're going to learn things from that director, perhaps the choreographer, whoever is there running the audition. And Lord help you, talk about on-the-job training and education and all this stuff that goes on in an actual production. If you've got a great director, it is a school in of itself. And see, I came up the old way, you know, the old school style of learning and being a great craft artist and all that jazz and stuff like that there. And on that note, I finally found the phone number for the Ensemble Theater so that you can call directly and get tickets. And you call the Ensemble Theater at 216-321-2930. That's 216-321-2930. The Ensemble Theater, oh, we have another visitor, at 2843 Washington Boulevard in Cleveland Heights, 44118. That's all the Coventry area, Washington Boulevard, Euclid Heights Boulevard. You know the area well. And the Ensemble Theater and Coventry Arts will be hosting this project, A Soldier's Play, Monday, September. What is wrong with me?
Monday, June 17th at 7:30. And I want to say to you, thank you. This is the second time you've had me on your program. But on behalf of Project One Voice, thank you for your support. And I also want to tell you, as a fellow artist, that I appreciate what you do.
Well, bless
and
you.
I understand being in Cleveland can sometimes be a thankless job, or you feel like it's a thankless job, whether it is or not.
Right.
But can I say thank you?
Well, thank you, and thank you, I thank you.
I mean that.
I feel, no joke.
Because I'm not acting, that's a contract.
I got you. I'm honored, and I was thrilled when Miss Deborah Rose, my colleague, and she's been one of us at the Actors Studio, and she's an artist in her own right. Everybody here.
Deborah is?
Yeah, Deborah is. Yes, she is. So I mean, it's been my honor to be in your company and to support this project, which is so important to theater. It is so important, in my opinion. I really want to live long enough where Cleveland becomes such another major center where actors, I don't care, I like purple polka dotted actors, that you don't have to leave Cleveland to get to work. Yes, sir?
Purple polka dotted actors go there. I want to also add, on top of what she was saying, that the most important thing we can do then is support theater everywhere. So not only we're at the Ensemble right now, so I'm only going to speak of them, but all those theaters are really trying hard to survive. So please support us. If you can't, support somebody.
Wake Up and Live's Actors Studio would be one, because I know what you mean about being homeless, and we're homeless. Yes, we're homeless. Oh, we're homeless. Oh, take pity on us.
I have.
But we do marvelous work at the Actors Studio. We have a wonderful team of actors and playwrights and directors, and what we're doing now, we're even branching out so that our directors and our and playwrights are assuming more responsibility. This show in a minute is going to end up being on late night.
Oh, yeah, right.
In a minute. Okay. So, Aaron, thank you. You've been a joy and a pleasure along with all these guys. And who are you?
Kyle.
Kyle who?
Carthens.
Yes, you are. Kyle Carthens,
Yes.
old friend from Caribou, among other places.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to knowing more about you and perhaps working with you on the boards one day.
He's really mad.
He looks like he would be. He looks like he would be. And I'm just sorry we didn't do a quick excerpt from, a couple of sentences from it. without violating anything. And don't you say no, you're not in charge of the show.
Right, ma'am. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Actually, we can't.
Royalty-wise, yeah, I know, I got you.
Okay.
Okay, and you don't even qualify for a couple of sentences under your royalties?
I thought you would go that way, come this way, and then come back this way, but hey, you have me, you work this out.
I love your permission.
This is Sue.
Thank you. And Sue is getting ready to sign off with this tea. Thank you so much for coming, sir. And tell the audience once more who you would be, my darling.
Antoine Rogers, look forward to seeing you.
And you spell Antoine in a rather unique way, do you not?
Yes, Antuane, which is derived from the Spanish translation of Juan, UAN instead of ION, which my mom actually pulled off a cast list while she was pregnant.
Wow.
No wonder you were born into it.
You was sprinkled
Something
up.
was going on. Anthony, what's your next project after this one?
Actually,
Like all actors, you're
his
you-
next
Right.
project is Four Little Girls, which Project One Voice will be doing in September. And then in the next one after that, as far as Project One Voice, we'll be doing The Colored Girls and Considered in the Rainbow is Enough.
Well, see, you just took away my question to you. What was next on your project
There you go.
list?
You mean tonight?
Well, what did you have in mind?
Okay.
Coffee. Coffee? That's too tame.
I was trying to clean it up at the end.
I see. Okay. All right. Audience, and I want to thank you so much. And I've been awfully silly in the company of these great, fine men and Deborah Rose, the stage manager and colleague.
And this will be edited.
No, it won't, honey. Uh-oh. No, it won't. You watch every cotton-picking minute of broadcast. Okay, so we want to thank everybody. And like I said, seriously, I am so thrilled and honored to be in the company of Dale Ricardo Shields and all the guys. His reputation, unfortunately, precedes him because he is one of Cleveland's finest. I mean, simply and truly, in terms of the arts and the craft of the art. So I want you to, anytime you get a chance to work with Dale Ricardo Shields on any project, to learn, to bring out the character, the essence, the organic part of, being a performer.
And I have two websites.
Tell us the websites, please,
I
sir.
have one, it's iforcolor.org, and I have another one that happens to be on Facebook called Black Theater African American Voices. They're free. It's just information that's being handed out.
Okay, and you're busy, so hopefully we will find out. Do you actually go out and audition for Project One projects, or do you just kind of go with...
Project One Voices and
Voices.
never auditioned and
You just find your friends?
I find talented people.
Oh, excuse me. Maybe I'll become a talented person before it's all over.
But no, we've never auditioned.
Okay. No wonder I keep...
It's all through references.
Okay. Thank you, guys. If you ever want to get in touch with Wake Up and Live's Actors Studio, when we are being very sophisticated and intelligent and businesslike, we can be found at wakeup4664@AOL.com. We can be found at www.wakeupandlives.org. And as we always say, when you are watching the show, and if for some reason you cannot connect with our featured guests, you may always contact us at the Actors Studio, and we will put you in touch with the featured guests because they are available for other performances. You like what you see, certainly give them a call, and we'll be happy if you call them, if you call us, to help keep the arts alive in Cleveland. And until such time as we all meet again, very soon, now that we are back from hiatus, we want to tell you what we always say at the end of every show is be sure to wake up and live with the arts every day. See you next time.